Hello, my name is Jack Nyrenstein, and I've got a method to walk, jog, run, sprint that will prevent you from having calamities. The four speeds are all one technique. They are one activity, and they could just as well be called with one name because they are all the same. You go from a slow walk all the way up to very fast sprint, and it is very important for you to know how you run and to know what to tell your body to do, rather than just count on the muscle memory that you learned from the time you were a baby. You do all these sports just by muscle memory, and people try to teach you methods that will make you better. My technique is, I call it Nyrenstein's first law of running, because you will see that it is the only way to run, and all the scientists and authors, they all missed what the technique is, and you will see that there are scams out there that people cannot possibly run with, but people make fortunes off of it. And there are two methods being taught to actually move you forward. One method is by pushing yourself forward, and the other method is a gravity method. The U.S.A. track and field organization has the top coaches in the world coach the U.S. Olympic sprinting team. They teach them to lengthen their stride by landing their foot far ahead of their center of weight at the waist for speeding up. That would slow them down, so the Olympic sprinters never follow their advice. Their sense of balance makes them drop their feet as far behind their waist as they can for the fastest speeding up. The coaches try to slow them down instead of helping them. Here you see the fast, steady pace in slow motion of dropping the feet slightly ahead of the waist. Dropping the feet far ahead of the waist is how gravity makes you slow down. The spread of the feet get wider because of the body moving ahead of the grounded foot faster with each speed-up stride. The maximum power is used with the shoulder and arm twist to keep the grounded foot from going back far and high off the ground. You can be more off balance to get a harder pull from gravity when the stride is short. The rate of speed up is fastest at the first few steps if you drop your feet as far behind as you can. To test it out, drop your feet far ahead of your waist from the start. Then you will not be able to go faster than a walk. Drop your feet very far ahead and you will only be able to take one stride. I recognize these methods are scams because I uncovered the way we run and the faults you include to make you tense, hold you back, and get injured. The pose method of running buck and the similar tree running buck teach a method to run without taking any strides. They teach their method of staying in a straight line from the shoulder to the ankle. You cannot stay in a straight line and stride. The Chi running coach then tells you to stride longer for more speed. They also want you to slant the shoulders forward for speed. You can slant the shoulders forward and run backward. That when you bend your body forward like this, you're not off balance. You're standing in place still, because your center right around the waist has got all the weight. So when you slant your body forward, it does nothing to if your center of weight is directly over your feet. And you can slant your body backward, and the center is still over the feet, and you're not moving because you're not off balance. And gravity is holding you in place. It's forcing you to stay in place because you're in a line with the vertical line of gravity. So, and then they tell you to stay at one angle. The gravity people, the pose method and the Chi method of running, they want you to stay at one angle to run. But when the foot goes forward like that, you're at a forward angle like this, and when your body goes forward like this, you're at a backward angle. And in between the forward angle and the backward angle, if you take photographs with a camera that shoots 1,000 frames per second, you're at 1,000 different angles in that second, and you never can stay at one angle when you're running. And now, to take your first stride forward, there's only one way it could be done, and that is, I'm in balance now because my weight is centered between my feet. If I lift my front support, my front foot, gravity starts to pull me forward, and that's the only way is to lift your front support. Now you can lift your front support another way by lifting your toes, and you're in front of your heels, and you start going forward like that. But you always have to stride. So that is the two factors about the fact that you have to stride, and the other factor that you can't stay at slanting your body forward does not do anything for you to get you off balance, because it's only the center of weight that counts to be over your feet or ahead of your feet. If you slant your body backward and you start for a few steps with the body backward, if you shift your center of weight forward, you go forward with the body, with the shoulders slanted backward. So the shoulders going forward or backward doesn't do anything for you. You stay in place either way, or you run either way by slanting your body back, but the center of weight forward. And the other way, you can run backward with the forward slanted shoulders. So now what I did to start the sprint and to get the fastest start out of the starting blocks is to keep my foot, I keep my hands on the ground, so that when I lift my hands, I'm lifting my front support, just like I do with walking, jogging, running, and sprinting. I lift my front support, and I set myself off balance with my front foot, and I add a little push with the back foot to get my front support ahead of my center of weight, and I'm far off balance, and I get the fastest start. Now then I shift and exchange my feet as fast as I could, trying to keep it as close as possible. But as I go faster and faster, the feet get flipped far back in the air, but I'm still trying to keep it this close, the feet very close together, and keep it from spreading. Okay. Instead is I sped up, then I stayed at a steady pace, and then I went to a slow down pace where my feet land far ahead. Now gravity slows me down to a stop, but if I don't adjust myself to stay in place after I stop, if I continue to stay landing far ahead, I start running backwards, and that's what I just showed, that nobody could run forward landing far out front. And that's another thing the pose method and chi method tell you, that landing far out front is bad running form. But it's not a running form at all. It's a backward running form. And all now I'm going to show you what a sprint looks like.